I don't know if I'm gonna post this video, and this might be geared towards guys, but I think it's applicable to everybody. I know it's applicable to everybody, but we do it a lot, guys. I guess women do too. I can only speak on guys though. Let's get to it. I was thinking about today some of the reasons why people will work so hard, so long, make so many sacrifices, even cheat to make more money, fancier things. It's like a bottomless pit that we've seen. If we look at all the examples of it, it doesn't actually make people happy. It doesn't actually fulfill them. I mean, you see people that try to fulfill themselves that way. But I was thinking about it, like some of the reasons why. And like for guys, for example, I'll speak on that. Most guys want to have a lot of money, even if they don't understand this or want to admit this, so they can have access to more mates. They think that if they make more money, they will automatically get more mates. And they might get, I would say they could get more mates, but usually it's not gonna be the ones they really want. They'll get the shallow people that want to use them, they'll want to pay them. It'll be very transactional. But if they want to be attractive to the opposite sex and they think they can use their money as an example doing that and actually not have to work on themselves for the character, the personal skills, or any of that stuff, which is what you find when guys will kind of work really hard for years, make a bunch of money, and then have all this time and want to like date younger women and just think like, oh, I have money, they should be interested in me or whatever. But it just doesn't seem to work, right? Because again, it's from the person and who they are and their expectations and just their fucked up idea of money and what people should do and whatever, you know? And I was just thinking about like how I literally have absolutely no desire whatsoever or urge or anything to be successful, to have money, so that people, I would even say people, not just women, but people will then respect me or validate me or whatever. I just have become so internally focused on what I want and my goals that just doesn't mean anything to me. And I've also, back in the day, you know, I've read all the dating books and The Game and things like that. And, you know, I've read the pickup stuff. You know, it's not something I practiced ever, but at least understanding some of these things about like what women are attracted to, understanding evolutionary biology, understanding relationships and sex and all these things, like all of my deep dives into ancestral topics and into all these different rabbit holes that you can go down with that. Like I really have a keen understanding of men and women relationships, what women are actually attracted to. And I can tell you right now, guys, it's women are attracted to guys that are confident and that are kind. And don't let anyone convince you that, you know, being the bad guy or whatever, like, you know, even if you do attract some women here and there, it's not ever gonna be lasting. Women want a guy that is confident in himself and that will show desire and express that and is not afraid to do that, but has his own shit going on and is not reliant on you and is not investing in you and you know, basically a guy that doesn't need your validation, doesn't need your approval. That's why the whole nice guys finish last, you get that rap because guys try to be like nice in a way that is like, hey, I want you to like me, and here, I'm doing this for you, and I'm holding the door, and I'm buying you roses and buying you things, and like I'm basically kind of like trying to, you know, court you in the kind of the way that like movies tend to mess it up. And it's like, honestly, I've seen females that have had that done for them and they never ever they like long-term stick with the guy that's doing that. There's obviously millions of variables, different relationships, different expectations. Some women think they deserve that. I call BS on that. You know, I think any woman that says that that's what they want, you know, a guy to basically be a pushover in a way, you know, they're full shit. I think you can do that and you can still be an assertive, confident man. I think that's a completely different topic for a different day, and there's different levels. But fundamentally, is like these things do get very blurred, and people, you know, I would say guys in particular do kind of follow this rote path that they think is what women want or what society thinks they should do or what social media portrays or whatever. It leads them very astray, and then guys get very frustrated and you get all things with that. So today's video topic, I guess it started with like making more money and how guys and people try to do that to fulfill themselves. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna go with this, but I do know that the sickness of more, be externally validated to feel important, is a sickness. And it's hard for me sometimes to empathize with people that fall into that because it's just so far removed from me. Now again, let me preface this by saying, or disclaim this by saying that, yeah, like if I were to post something on social media and a bunch of people are engaging and liking it, like I'm going to like that. I'm gonna get like these little pings of validation from it. Sure, everybody is, we're humans, right? We seek validation from people. It's a survival mechanism, living in the wild in small bands, right? I understand why that is. But I'm also self-aware enough to know that like I'm not going to make all these dumb decisions and basically sacrifice my life and my time and my standard of living to make a bunch of money so that I can then be sitting with a fat bank account and then everyone's going to love me and want me and I'm going to feel good about myself, right? Like I already feel good about myself. You know what I regularly do? And I heard this is something that The Rock does. People are always very impressed with Dwayne Johnson or is it Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, whatever, his work ethic. And I remember an anecdote of someone saying that they kind of talked to him about that. Maybe it was a trainer or something. When he asked him, like, what motivates him? And The Rock was kind of like, man, I just feel like it can go away at any second of the day. That is definitely a fear that I feel the same way. I feel the same way in my life, but I'm not afraid of it. So this is kind of the weird thing. Maybe he is afraid of losing what he has or whatever, you know? And I think if I got to a level that he had, like that would be understandable, because like, where do you kind of go when you're all the way at the top? You pretty much can only go down, right? But if I were to lose every penny I have, I would almost in a way take it as a challenge to like just do something else and get really good. Like I just have such a growth mindset, and I'm so confident that I could always and forever make money because of what's up here. I'm always forever confident of who I am as a person, regardless if I have money or not, cars or not, accomplishments or not, because of what's up here. Like it's, you know, I have the self-awareness and I have the knowledge, and I don't usually make videos that are about me, but this is something that I want to illustrate as a way to maybe think about areas in your life of how to recognize these things, how to pull these levers, and how to really optimize who you are as a person and what you do in life to make sure that you are going towards things that are good for you. Most people want to sacrifice time with themselves, their family, even just fun, because they want a little bit more money every year. And it's like, you know, you got the lawyer who works 40, 50 hours a week already, and then he's making, you know, a couple $100,000 a year. He's basically making more money than he can spend because he doesn't have time to spend it, right? He's basically set for life if he uses his money the right way. We see this all the time. There's tons of people that, you know, once you make $1 million, if you were to just kind of invest that wisely, most people could be set for the rest of their lives, right? If you had reasonable tastes that were in line with like reality, and you didn't want cars and not cruise ships, but fancy boats and stupid shit like that, right? You'll see people that will be a lawyer, they already be working too much, already don't get a lot of time to spend with their family, and then they maybe get offered a partnership, or they maybe get offered more workload to make more money or a raise or whatever, with the expectation that they will do more work. And for human beings, because we are creatures that love to hoard resources, it's built into our DNA. It's a survival mechanism. Again, I understand this. I want as much money as the next guy, but I'm recognizing that there is a certain limit of what I will be willing to put up with in my personal life to get that. And you'll see the lawyer example of people that pretty much say yes every time, because there are so few people. It is the exception rather than the rule that humans will have standards for their quality of life when money is involved. Most people by default will just say, yep, sure, money, more money, better. And they don't actually analyze what it does for their life, their time, their family, their relationships, etc. And I think that is a byproduct of our sickness for more. It's a byproduct of our modern world. And there's a million things to unpack in this video, this topic itself. But I guess I would say, let's do some action points. Let's do a checklist of some things for you to think about, for everyone to think about, you know? Any new project or new thing you say yes to in your life, analyze the utility of that thing, not only in money, but in long-term value, but also commitment of time. And here's the big one that most people don't think about. Commitment of mental space and energy. Most people already do too much simply because their brain can't handle it all. Now, that's a topic for another day. When you are confident in yourself and who you are, can internally focus, you will paradoxically attract more people to your cause, mates, whatever, than you could have ever done, ever, if you were externally focused. It's almost like the difference between inbound versus outbound. Like you see people that try to hustle and post on social media all day and get all this attention, and they're always like reaching out to people and stuff. I've, in my life, taken a very inbound approach where I really focus on doing the best I can, building myself up, building my company, my products, whatever, to be the best they can be. And then I kind of let people find me and seek me out. As opposed to like going out and reaching out to people and saying, hey, you know, you're Tim Ferriss. Can I talk to you one day? Or hey, Tony Robbins, yeah, I'd love to interview, or like do things like that. It just never meshed with my character. And I think a lot of people actually are putting too much investment in those type of things as if like, this is what it is. This is what it is. It just came to mind. People, and I've seen this a lot, people think being slightly more famous or even going viral or going famous is a metric for success, or even worse, is going to just magically bring them money. Yet I've seen people that have been on TV, that have been on famous podcasts, that know famous people, that have been to famous parties, and it doesn't do anything for them. I could just go on and on. There's so many things to unravel here. You know, why don't you leave a comment below? This would be perfect. Leave a comment below and say, hey, unpack that one thing you said. Maybe it's about guys and dating and relationships. Maybe it's about confidence, etc. I'll do another video on it. In fact, a lot of times I struggle with how to hone in on a message for a video because I want to talk about everything. So I would really, really appreciate the feedback. Leave it below. Obviously, like and comment, subscribe, do all that shit if you want. If you don't want, I'm going to be okay. So again, my name is Colin Stuckert. Go to theancestralmind.com to get our free Living Wild 7-step cheat sheet on how to live more in accordance with your genes, how to become more, there's a bonus principle in there about how to be more self-aware. And you're going to get some more videos from me just inside that mini course, some special videos that I did just for my audience over at the Ancestral Mind. And then check out the podcast where you can find it there. You can also go to iTunes and search the Ancestral Mind, ANCESTRAL Mind. I'm super excited about the podcast. If you like any of these topics or any of these content, go there. Also send us show recommendations. We'll pretty much cover anything. If you have people that should be on our show, guest-wise, introduce them to us, get us in touch. We'll make it happen. Thanks for watching.